Welcome back. We're joined by Fay Walters, who's the director and Honourable Secretary of the Wagga Shakespeare Club. Are you there, Fay?
Yes, I am, Matt.
Now, how long has the group been running for?
The Wagga Shakespeare Club's over 100 plus years old.
Wow.
And we had a great celebration last year, celebrating that we are also the longest running, or let's say practically running, in terms of reading and non-stop reading, than any other Shakespeare club in the world.
That's incredible. And I can imagine your costume department is really something.
No, we don't do performances. This is actually stepping out of our comfort zone as a reading group into a performance of something to crow about with a revue based on Shakespeare's plays. Yeah, so it's just getting it together has been an enormous creative journey.
So where did the idea come from?
Well, it was brought about by a friend of the group who is part of Coringal Rotary, and he wanted something to make a fundraising event. So the Shakespeare Club decided, well, maybe we could step into that gap and do it. And then Coolman came on board as a venue as well, and that incorporated Coolman Rotary. So two Rotary clubs are the beneficiaries. So basically, Wagga Shakespeare Club is put this performance together to raise funds for these two charities.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the venues. So your first venue is in Wagga. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, we approached the Thirsty Crow because we thought, what a great venue. It's an ale house. Shakespeare spent a lot of time in ale houses in London, and the venue is ideal in terms of its rustic atmosphere, and also gives the actors a great opportunity to blast their voices through the whole space, if you like, to join up and connect with the audience. And so that was then what came into being was Something to Crow About, which is the name of the show, at the Thirsty Crow, which is absolutely a wonderful title for any production.
It certainly is. So people pretty much come in for the performance. They can have something to drink, something to eat.
Yes, and the ticket price includes a meal that is, there's two options. There's one, which is going to be like what you would have got in a pub in England years and years ago, which was an Irish hot pot, and the other one is quite the opposite, but you could have had it in the Merchant of Venice maybe, which is a vegetarian lasagna.
Lovely. And then after Wagga Wagga, you head to a very nice part of the Riverina, Coolman.
Yes, you know that area well, Matt, I believe. It is wonderful to have Sarah Boyle on board, and her space at the cheese factory is just beautiful. And we're moving into that on the 2nd of August, and the beneficiary of that will be Coolman Rotary Club.
Yeah, look, it's such a fantastic idea that you're doing performances, it's raising a bit of money, and it's going to groups that really will appreciate the funds and can put those funds to good use.
Absolutely, and they do so much good work. I know the Coringal Rotary Club person I'm dealing with, Harry Nixon, he's always working for the club and for the community, as are the people in Coolman. So it's a great goal for us to put people into the shows, have audiences come along, because all the proceeds and profit go to both those respective Rotary clubs. The Shakespeare Club benefits nothing but their time, that's all.
Yeah. And with the club, do you do other, I guess, performances throughout the year?
No, we don't. We're a reading and discussion group, and it was set up long time ago, and mainly by women who were at home and didn't go to work, and a very probably a more middle class society where they had frustrations about not being able to get into their creative juices, if you like, or their cultural activities. So it started off as an afternoon tea group, albeit with hat and gloves and very, very proper, and reading and discussing Shakespeare.
I love it. So let's talk about the casting for this.
Oh yes, well this was a challenge, Matt, because it's not a theatre company. So it was originally three people who really were driving this: Bob Hitchens, Anna Swift, and Viv Harling, and they really wanted this particular idea of a revue, which is a bit like short skits, maybe a madrigal in the middle and then another two short skits, but they're excerpts, if you like, distorted, albeit, of Shakespearean plays, well-known ones, like Taming of the Shrew, Romeo and Juliet, and Macbeth. And I think that this is going to be something that people will remember for a long time, because we've put it together, if you like, in an alliteration of a frivolous, fulsome frolic. So if you have a frivolous, fulsome frolic, you have a lot of words that describe what we consider will be the vibe that goes on in the production. Casting came from people in Wagga who've been in the School of Arts, people in Wagga who've been in musical theatre, and lots of people who hadn't been on stage for a long time, just wanted to do something as mad as this.
Look, it's great, and I'm fortunate enough I'll be heading along to the performances, and I can't wait.
Well, we are very lucky to have Michael Trinidad playing Florian, and he does it so beautifully. We are very lucky to have Keith Radford coming back on board, who is going to play Green, and we have Joe Darby playing Will Shakespeare's wife, and Patrick Kenny playing Will Shakespeare. We have a lineup of experienced actors, a lineup of moderately experienced actors, and then some Shakespeare Club ladies who've never acted. So it's a complete mix of talents, if you like.
Oh, look, it sounds great. Now, for the listeners, Fay, if they're wanting to track along to any of the performances at Coolamon or in Wagga, how do they go about getting tickets?
Well, they can go to the Civic Theatre box office, which is www.civictheatre.com.au, or they can phone the Civic Theatre on 02 6926 9688. And the dates, if you'd like the dates, Matt.
Yes, please.
They're at the Thirsty Crow in Wagga. It's from July the 18th to July the 27th, which is a Friday, Saturday evenings to Sundays, and in Coolamon on the 2nd of August evening at 6 p.m. And the Wagga show includes a meal, and it's $55. And the show at Coolamon includes a champagne and small cheese platter on arrival, and the price is $40.
It's all very good. Thank you so much, Fay.
Thank you so much, Matt. It's just wonderful of you to make contact and do this interview. Thank you.